1945. The British Empire is at the peak of its glory. A nation that rules the waves now seeks to conquer the final frontier, the Northwest Passage. 2 ships, the HMS Erebus and the HMS Terror, the most advanced machines ever built by man. Engines of iron and hearts of oak. 3 years of food, canned in silver, libraries, fine china, and the best wine of London. 129 men led by Sir John Franklin. They didn't just sail for discovery. They sailed with the arrogance of gods. They believed that Victorian steel could shatter the Arctic ice. They didn't know they were sailing into a tomb made of white and silence. As the coast of England vanished, they toasted to their health. It was the last time the world would ever see them alive. Across the Atlantic, through the Davis Strait, the air began to change. The ocean turned into glass. The wind turned into a blade. The sun became a ghost, pale and cold. And then the ice began to speak. A low, grinding, terrifying sound. The trap was closing. The winter of 1846. The sun did not return for months. The ships were not vessels. They were prisons, surrounded by a desert of frozen stone. But the ice was not their only enemy. Inside the warm cabins, a silent killer was already at work. The silver cans, the miracle of Victorian science, were a poison, lead seeping into their blood, clouding their minds, turning brave men into ghosts of themselves. Paranoia became the only companion in the dark. The first to die was John Torrington. Only 20 years old, they buried him in the permafrost on Beachy Island. A grave that would stay frozen for 140 years. Then came the others, Hartnell, Brain. The silence grew heavier. By 1847, even Sir John Franklin was gone. The man who led them into the white was now a part of it. Command passed to Crozier, a man of iron, but even iron snaps in the cold. Food was running low. The canned meat was rotting. The scurvy began to loosen their teeth and their grip on reality. And the ice would not let go. It was a grip that crushed the wooden hulls and the human spirit. They were waiting for a spring that never came. Every day was a struggle to breathe. Every night was a prayer for the end. April 22nd, 1848. The decision was made. 105 souls abandoned the HMS Erebus and the HMS Terror. They stood on the ice, looking back at their wooden homes. For the last time, the ships were dead. Now it was their turn to walk into the white. They left a note in a small stone cairn at Victory Point. Short, cold, terrifying. Sir John Franklin died on the 11th of June, 1847. Total loss by deaths, 9 officers and 15 men. We start on tomorrow for Back's Fish River. They began to drag massive lifeboats across the jagged ice. They were filled with useless Victorian treasures, silver spoons, silk handkerchiefs, heavy books, symbols of a world that no longer existed in this hell. One by one, they fell. The lead had taken their minds. Cold had taken their bodies. At Starvation Cove, the ultimate taboo was broken. Desperate men doing the unthinkable to survive another hour. Bones, found years later, told the story. Cut marks from their own knives. The pride of England had turned into something primal and dark. The Arctic does not forgive. It swallowed them until the last man vanished in 1850. For over a century, they were a myth, until 2014 and 2016. The HMS Erebus and the HMS Terror were found, sitting at the bottom of the ocean, perfectly preserved in the cold. They are time capsules of a tragedy that never truly ended. The ice still holds their secrets. The shadows are always watching. And so is ORBAI. Until next time.